Hello everyone. Thank you so much for visiting the Super Fanboy Guide channel. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is the best way you can support my channel, and it's free and easy. If you would like to further support me and my content, be sure to check out the Patreon account at www.patreon.com/superfanboyguy. Tier levels include Octagon deck files for decks shown on the channel, bonus content not found on YouTube, entry into a monthly raffle, and more. You can also find me on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look for the SFG logo. Once again, thanks for visiting the channel. Now let's let the nerd times roll.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Brandon, also known as Super Fanboy Guy, and welcome to episode 4 of the Playground series. The Playground series is a group of videos that I do on my YouTube channel where I take a versus system deck and I playtest it on Octagon to show everybody some of the strategies and the combos of the deck. And I decided for this episode to showcase Dr. Doom, or Doom, I guess is the appropriate team affiliation name. So everybody knows what Dr. Doom does. Everybody is very familiar with it. So this is going to be my own build of the deck. And this is going to be Dr. Doom version 1.1, and I recently did a kind of a small deck profile video on it, just kind of talking about some of the changes that I made from the previous version of the deck. And I've always loved this deck for as long as I've been playing this game. Dr. Doom just is a really fun deck, and as everybody knows, like Dr. Doom's main theme or strategy with this deck is he has the way to manipulate plot twist. He has the ability to make you get advantage on plot twists and makes it harder for your opponents to play the plot twists as well. And actually you can argue the fact that, you know, Dr. Doom has been around since the Marvel Origins set, and you can kind of say that he was originally the first Legends deck. Legends deck being that you have 12 cards in your deck that refer to a certain character. So everybody who's played this game is definitely familiar with Dr. Doom, and there is several different builds that have gone with Dr. Doom in the past. The more popular one in the competitive field is the Doom Crisis deck, and my deck is kind of a version on that, except instead of running Crisis on Infinite Earths, it's the ongoing team up that, you know, takes away all team affiliations and gives them the Crisis team affiliation. But I actually play a Clash of Worlds in place of it. So that's a name on character card. Character cards with that name are non-unique this turn. So it's very... I always felt that a Clash of Worlds was better than Crisis on Infinite Earths, only because Crisis doesn't allow you to play two characters of the same name. So for an example, this Puppet Master right here, this 2-drop non-affiliated character. With Crisis, you can't play two of them out on the field, but with Clash of Worlds, you're able to do that. So that's why I always thought a Clash of Worlds was a little bit better. But okay, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. So let's kind of talk about the deck in general. So like I mentioned before, Dr. Doom has a great way of you getting a plot twist advantage and makes it harder for your opponents to play plot twists. So for an example, we have this one-cost character, Boris, personal servant of Dr. Doom. You can put him on the bottom of your deck and search for a plot twist card and reveal it and put it in your hand, and you can only play it if you control Dr. Doom. So what are the ways that we have in this deck to control Dr. Doom? Well, first of all, we have a couple of character cards, a 3-drop, a 4-drop, a 5-drop, a 6-drop, an 8-drop Dr. Doom. So controlling the actual character on the field is a good way to use that. But more importantly, we have the Doomstadt, the one from Heralds of Galactus, and the original one from Marvel Origins, that both say you are considered to control Dr. Doom. So you can play Doomstadt face down on turn 1, flip it up, then play Boris. Then you can immediately activate it on turn 1 if you're lucky to do so. So that is one way to get plot twist effects. Another great way is our 3-drop Dr. Doom, which when he comes to play, you can search your deck for a plot twist, reveal it, shuffle your deck, and then put that card on top of your deck. And then the more effective way to use our plot twist is with the 4-drop Doctor Doom. When he comes to play, you can turn a plot twist you control face down, and then while you control another Doom character, plot twist can't be played from your opponent's hands while you control another non-stun Doom character. So this is definitely the first card we're going to talk about how you makes it hard for your opponent to play plot twist cards. And then a really good combination with that is with the 6-drop Doctor Doom. While you control another non-stun Doom character, your opponents may not play plot twist from their resource row. So if you have Doctor Doom, the 4-drop, and the 6-drop out on the field because you played maybe Clash of Worlds on turn 6, they can no longer play plot twist at all. So that is a really important strategy to note. And then to kind of go with that strategy, we do have one copy of Diplomatic Immunity. You pay 1 resource and you get to choose to move a visible character you control named Doctor Doom to your hidden area, or you could do it the other way around. You can move a hidden to the visible area. And you can only use it once per turn, but this is a good strategy to put your 4-drop Doctor Doom and your 6-drop Doctor Doom in the concealed area, so it makes it harder for your opponent to hit them so they get stunned. So now the only bad thing with that strategy is that you are kind of open to direct attacks if you put both of these guys in the concealed area with Diplomatic Immunity, but that's a small price to pay to make them not be able to play plot twists for the rest of the game. So just to go over some of the other basic plot twists, Faces of Doom. While we control Doom, we can search for another copy of Doctor Doom and put it into our hand. Definitely Mystical Paralysis for Doctor Doom is also really good. You exhaust a Doctor Doom you control to exhaust a target character. You can only play Reign of Terror from your hand. Return any number of target characters with a combined cost of 3 or less, and you can only do this if you recruited Doctor Doom this turn. So just some other kind of Doom themed cards to go along here. And then we also have another way to get plot twists is Doom's Throne Room. You activate, you reveal the top card of your deck. If you control a Doom character, not a character named Doctor Doom, but a Doom character, you reveal 2 cards instead. You put all plot twists that you reveal this way into your hand, then you discard a card for each one. So if you reveal 2 plot twist cards, you gotta discard 2 cards. So that is kind of a lot of the other Doctor Doom cards. Also, we have Latveria as a location. While you control Doctor Doom, your plot twist costs 1 less. Your Doctor Doom is reinforced, which is always kind of nice to have. We also, for the late game strategy, we do have Gamma Bomb, which is play only during the combat phase, KO all characters. So going back to Latveria, since it costs 1, we can play Gamma Bomb on turn 8 if possible. And one of the other things about this deck that I want to kind of go over is late game stuff. And this is, we play 1 copy of this Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. When he comes to play, you just get to reduce your opponent's endurance to 0, and then you gain that much endurance. So on turn 9, if they're at 25, they go to 0, and you gain 25 endurance. So this is more of a late game play. He's kind of like the finisher of the deck. And the 8-drop Doctor Doom is also pretty interesting. When he comes into play, you get to turn up X face-up resources face down, where X is the number of Doom characters you control, and then whenever he attacks, you may return a plot twist card from your KO pile to your hand. So the big combo with this Doctor Doom is if you have 4 exhausted characters after he attacks, you want to grab press the attack, and you can only play if you control 4 or more exhausted non-stun characters, and you get the ready target character. So let's say you have 3 exhausted characters on the field, and we attack with this 8-drop Doctor Doom. You can then play the press the attack when his trigger is on the chain, and then you can pick up the press the attack again, and then you can play it, ready him, get another attack in, and just kind of repeat the process again, so that you pretty much get infinite attacks with that 8-drop Doctor Doom. So that's kind of something cool to mention. Also, we have Aquaman. At the start of the combat phase, return a card from your KO pile to your hand for each character adjacent to Aquaman. So if you have, let's say, 3 Doom characters out in this Aquaman, and for some reason you have 3 mystical paralysis in your KO pile, you can return those mystical paralysis and you can exhaust your opponent's characters again. So that's kind of the cool thing. And then also you can pick up any cards from the KO pile that you've used in previous turns. So that's what Aquaman's really good for. We play a copy of this Caliban Pestilence, only 1 copy. Just pretty much when he's shifted out, your opponents can't draw extra cards except the 2 that they draw from their draw phase. So this is really good against cards like Bosom Buddies or any kind of deck that really tries to get hand advantage. Good against Barbara Gordon Oracle Hacker Elite for sure. And then we have these Puppet Masters that they're just extra stall cards, exhaust target player, or I'm sorry, it's activate. Target player exhausts a ready character he controls. And this Puppet Master does the same thing, except we can only do it during the combat phase and only while we control Dr. Doom. And the difference between these two is this Puppet Master has the Doom team affiliation, so it's good for reinforcement and controlling Doom character effects like that. We just have the Doombot core, and just because for some reason if we can't draw Dr. Doom, it's another way we can control Dr. Doom. That's something I probably should have mentioned earlier. But yeah, so that goes over the majority of the cards a little bit. And so you guys can just take a look at the stack, take your screenshots, and also I will put a description. This deck list will be in the description of this video. But so yeah, that's pretty much the Dr. Doom deck. So now let's go ahead and play test it and check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle our deck a few times and draw our 4 cards. Dr. Doom is a deck that kind of wants, and I feel like it needs to be on the even initiative, because you have, when you play your 6-drop Dr. Doom, you can get attacks in, and then they make it harder to try to stun your 6-drop Dr. Doom. So I definitely think if I had the choice of taking the even initiative, but also the odd initiative could be good for being able to attack with Submariner on turn 7, but anyway, I'm going to assume we're going to have the even initiative, so let's draw our cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this hand is interesting. We don't have a way to control Dr. Doom to get our plot twist with Boris, but we do have a Clash of Worlds, which is nice, and we do have the Latveria. So this is kind of a risky hand, but I'm going to choose not to mulligan, so we're going to start the game by drawing our 2 cards, and oh boy. Okay, I'm going to put down this Latveria in the resource row, and then let's go ahead and play our Boris. So we come to the combat phase, maybe we hit in for 1 point of damage, potentially, and then we'll go to turn 2. So, alright, so we'll draw 1 and 2. Okay, not bad. We got some type of Dr. Doom, but we don't have a whole lot besides that. Okay, so Reign of Terra, we definitely want to keep in our hand, and we don't want to play it in the resource row. Press the Attack is also one of those cards you want to keep in hand, so we're going to put Clash of Worlds at the bottom here. And depending on what our opponent has on the field, they may play a 2-drop this turn, maybe a 2-drop in the concealed area. So depending on what happens, we can maybe attack for 1, or maybe we can't attack because they have a character. But anyway, let's go to turn 3. We'll draw some cards. 1 and 2. Okay, this is not an ideal hand, but okay, I guess we play that. And then we don't have anything. So at this point, I would assume on turn 3, since we missed 2 characters already, Boris would most likely get stunned. But then we get to recover him and go to turn 4. So hopefully we can draw like some kind of plot twist type effect. And of course, there is my 3-drop. I could have used that last turn. Yeah, we could have played this last turn, paid 3 endurance. And if you do not control a character named Dr. Doom, this Doombot course gains the name Dr. Doom. So, Okay, so what I am actually going to do is I'm going to play another card in the resource row. And then I guess we play this Doctor Doom, and with his trigger on the chain, what we actually could do is flip up a plot twist and then flip it face down, but we don't really have a way to utilize that effect. And what I would do at this point, I would probably activate Boris, you know, put him to the bottom of the deck, and then we can go ahead and look at our plot, try to get our plot twist. Now, the plot twist that I think we would want, Clash of Worlds isn't, we already have a Clash of Worlds. We can get either a Mystical Paralysis, Faces of Doom, Enemy of My Enemy. I'm just going to look at my deck and see what I would get. I really wish we could have utilized Dr. Doom's effect this turn. But I'm going to play it, since I don't have my 6-drop, I guess I'm going to get Faces of Doom or Mystical Paralysis. Yeah, I guess I'm going to get Faces of Doom. So we're going to do that. And then, depending on what they do, let's see. I would probably maybe flip this up, pay the 1 endurance to move this Doom into the hidden area. And then we would probably take some damage there. So we'll go ahead and go to recovery, go to the next turn. Okay, drawing that Clash of Worlds wasn't too bad. And so I would play this in my resource row. I mean, we took the even initiative, so they wouldn't probably do their build first. But okay, so then let's say they've done their build. It's our build phase. Let's go ahead and flip up Clash of Worlds, and you obviously named Dr. Doom. And we do have this 5-drop Dr. Doom. And then also, I didn't realize this. Let's go back for a second. So we have 2 options here. We can either play the 5-drop Dr. Doom, or we could play the 5-drop Robot Destroyer. And what this Robot Destroyer does is you can activate and stun him, and stun target character will cost 4 or less. Use this power only if you control Dr. Doom, which we do control Dr. Doom. So this is actually kind of interesting because I don't know who would be the best one to play. I would say, since we have 2 copies of Clash of Worlds, I think naming Dr. Doom might be the best option. So if we name Dr. Doom and we get to play this gentleman. And also, what's kind of cool about this Dr. Doom is, let's say your opponent is in combat with him, either if we attack their characters or if another one of their characters attacks Dr. Doom, we can turn a plot twist face down, so we can turn down this Clash of Worlds down. And since he's the only character out on the field, it kind of utilizes that effect a little bit more. Well, a little better, I guess I should say. So, okay, so that would be our build. And since we didn't play this Dr. Doom, if they do like a team attack with like a 2-drop and a 3-cost character, we can activate Reign of Terror to return one of them, and then you know, maybe stun one of their characters that team attacked, and then we can maybe attack for some damage here and damage here, quite possibly. So if we go to the next turn, let's go ahead and go to recovery. We'll draw 2 cards. All right, drawing the Doomstadt wasn't too bad. So I am going to actually resource row that card. And then I would go ahead and play Faces of Doom. Let's go ahead and get our 6-drop character. Our 6-drop Dr. Doom. He comes into our hand. That goes in the KO pile. And then we have our other Clash of Worlds, which we're going to name Dr. Doom. And we play Dr. Doom here. And now what we could do is we can pay the 1 endurance to move this Dr. Doom over to the hidden area. So now they can't play plot twist at all, because we have this 4-drop Dr. Doom and this 6-drop as well. And I would probably form like that. So we did get our opponent can't play any plot twist kind of combo, which is pretty sweet. And also, since we have this Doomstadt out, if they try to attack and do some crazy tricks, we can flip up Doomstadt to give them all of our Doctor Dooms +3 defense. So this could be potentially, if they have to team attack again, you know, we can maybe stun them, or maybe if they just attack with a regular character, they can, you know, maybe we can potentially stun them and not have our character be stunned. So, and then also we have this Latveria we can flip up to give Doctor Doom reinforcement as well. So I'm gonna say, yeah, let's say like this Doctor Doom becomes stunned and we take some damage. We still have these guys to do some attacking as well. And I am just gonna go ahead and go to recovery, and we're gonna draw 2 more cards for turn 7. And actually, it was our initiative, so we were probably the ones to be able to attack first. But okay, okay, this is interesting. All right, I would set down the throne room, and then I guess I'll go ahead and flip it up, activate it. So let's reveal 2 cards, 1 and 2. Okay, so we got this. He would go back to the bottom of the deck. And now we have to discard a card. We're definitely going to discard one of these Doombots. Alright, so here is... So we don't have a turn 7, but we could still play a couple of cards this turn. What I would do is I would go ahead and play the Boris. I would activate Boris. And we're going to go ahead and put him to the bottom of the deck. And then let's go ahead and get our plot twist. Now, since we're not doing... I would probably get Enemy of My Enemy, only because next turn, if we don't get... Depending on what we draw, we might want to get Aquaman next turn. So I decided, yeah, I think doing that is the best. And then we're going to play Robot Destroyer as well. So let's... And this is actually good that we have 2 Mystical Paralysis when our opponent has the initiative this turn. So we can activate, if our opponent attacks, we can activate Mystical Paralysis, exhaust their Doom to exhaust their character, and if they try to attack again, we can do the same thing again, maybe exhaust this Doom, or you could do it the other order, it doesn't really matter. And also what you could do with Robot Destroyer, you can activate and stun him to maybe stun one of our opponent's characters as well. So considering the fact we didn't hit our 7 cost character, this isn't too bad. So we're going to go ahead and go to recovery. So hopefully, you know, drawing those Mystical Paralysis was pretty good. But anyway, let's go to turn 8 and see what we draw. Oh! Okay, this is interesting. Turn 8 is our turn, so if necessary, we can Gamma Bomb this turn. So let's go ahead and activate Throne Room. Okay, so this guy will go to the bottom of the deck. Then this will go into our hand, and we discard a card. We'll discard a Doombot. And then we're going to go ahead and play this in our resource row. And we don't have a way to get our 8 cost character, so we're going to go to plan B. We're going to Enemy of My Enemy, discard a Doom. And we're going to get a character that is not a Doom card pretty much. And we have Aquaman. So we're going to search for him. He goes into our hand, and we are going to play him. And I guess I'm going to, before I go to formation, turn 8 is going to be our initiative. So we can Gamma Bomb if necessary. So that's just something that, because it costs 9, but it costs 1 less because of Latveria. So that is something that we can do. Now, the question is do I want to pay 1 endurance for diplomatic immunity so that I can move one of these characters next to Aquaman so I can potentially get 3 cards back from my KO pile? So if I look at all the cards in my KO pile, I can get back 2 Mystical Paralysis and maybe this Doctor Doom, so I can use it as a potential pump. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave these guys here because our opponent can't play Plot Twist still, and we got them locked up there, so there's no point in doing that, in my opinion. So, okay, so at the start of the combat phase, Aquaman gets to return a card from our KO pile to our hand for each character adjacent to him, so 2. I count total, so let's go ahead and look at oops, wrong button. Let's go ahead and look at all cards, and I would return definitely the 2 Mystical Paralysis. And then these go back into the hand. And then depending on what our opponent does, we can kind of repeat the same play as last turn, where we exhaust a character that they control, exhaust another character that they control, maybe stun with Robot Destroyer, and then maybe Aquaman can get in for some kind of a attack damage. And so that would be our turn 8. So we can go to recovery, and then we go to big turn. Now like I said, we can also activate Gamma Bomb if necessary, but we'll go to next turn, and then I guess I'll play Gamma Bomb in the resource row. And then on turn 9, we have Galactus, but we also, if we didn't have Galactus into our hand, we have Enemy of My Enemy that can search for the Galactus as well. But we're going to go ahead and play this Galactus, which means our opponent's endurance becomes 0, and we gain the difference. So if they're at 30 life, they go to 0, and we gain 30 life. So this is kind of the, despite us missing kind of some of our characters early on, we actually were able to kind of stabilize the board pretty well. And now with this Aquaman, we can take 3 cards back from our KO pile. But that's kind of the strategy and some of the cool things you can do with the Doctor Doom deck. So if you guys like this series of videos I'm doing, the Playground series, make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. If you guys have also a certain deck that you want me to do for the Playground series, if there's like, oh, I want somebody to play test, this deck, to see how it do, I will take all sorts of requests. And also, I think I had somebody request Mega City. That's one of the more competitive Golden Age decks. So I might do that on the next episode, depending on what people, want to see. Thank you all for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.